Hey, it's Raina
And Jason.
from Baguette Mound. Today we are going to talk about something that a lot of people who visit France or move here find infuriating at first, which is, particularly if you're American, inefficiency everywhere. So a good example that made us think of this was I was standing in line in the airport in Paris, and an American couple were behind me. And the line at this place, you had to snake through every single option. And then when you got to the front, one person was making individual drinks for each person to complete their meal. Now, the couple that was behind me was so frustrated with this. They were like radiating frustration because they said, why should you have to go through all these options? You need to be able to choose the thing you want and go straight to the checkout. This is ridiculous. What I realize now, I didn't then, we hadn't been here very long, was that you were actually working your way through all of the courses so that as a French person, you could choose all three of your courses, which are obligatory for all French meals. So this was optimized, just not for what the American couple behind me thought it was. So we actually ended up sitting next to each other in the dining room. They were still fuming. They were still talking about how frustrating and inefficient this was. And I just kept thinking, I hope this doesn't ruin your trip, because there's a whole lot more of this to come.
Yeah, this American definition of efficiency, getting as many things done as possible.
Keep it moving, keep it moving.
We need that coffee now.
Yeah.
That really pervades a lot of American life. And that can be fantastic because Americans can get a lot of stuff done.
Yeah, we're pretty productive.
Absolutely. But it can be exhausting.
Yeah.
It can be frustrating as well.
Right, yeah. And the irony is, often the thing that draws people to France, us included, is this sort of idea of unhurriedness in the approach to life. And then you get here.
And bam, it hits you in the face.
Right, because you're just trying to get your everyday things done and you're faced with it, and it can be really frustrating.
We're newly arrived here. We'd only been here a few months, and we needed health insurance. And what we needed was actually top-up health insurance. So something in addition to our public French insurance, we needed something to cover the remainder of the cost.
Right. Most French people have this. This is very normal. We'll talk about it in another video.
So we went to the website. We needed it then. So we went to the website, filled out some forms, checked some boxes, checked, I need A, I need B, I need C.
Right.
Submit, let's go. And no, you can't get insurance that way.
It's not like sign up for Geico in 15 minutes.
Unfortunately, no, that's what we needed. That's what we thought we needed.
Yeah.
And instead, it kicked off a process. We set up a meeting with this agent. We ended up having a long, informative discussion. We covered French healthcare. We covered the French public insurance. We covered all the French private top-up insurance options.
So it felt less efficient when we were trying to sign up online.
It took over a week.
And in the end, it actually worked out much better than if we had been able to actually do that. We probably would have bought the wrong product, frankly.
I think so.
It's the same thing at the market. There is a fruit vendor at the market. Everyone knows they're the best. The line is always very long.
Yeah.
But part of the reason the line is long is because instead of like some of the other vendors who, in an effort to just sort of get people through the line a little faster, will let you gather up your produce into a basket and then just get in line to pay for it with them weighing and calculating your total. This vendor, you have to wait. You cannot touch the fruit. And they will actually ask you, what are you using this for? When are you using it? How much do you need? And then they individually pick out fruit based on what you tell them. And it takes longer, and it's always fantastic.
And the longer we're in France, we realize that some of these things might be slower. It might feel a little more cumbersome, but you probably end up better off because of it. Maybe the French aren't inefficient at all. Maybe actually the issue is they aren't trying to maximize the number of boxes you can check, the number of things you can do, the number of things you can acquire. Instead, maybe they're maximizing for something else. And maybe it's an extremely efficient way to, get a better product in the end, to get a richer experience, whether that's at the restaurant or at the insurance agent or in the market or all over.
Yeah. And now, that we've been here for a while and I've settled into this more, I think it's one of the things I would miss most if we leave France and go back to the US is just, I feel much more sense of just a more presence, less rushed, when we're standing in lines. I think it's partly because people around me feel a little less rushed. I have a friend here. His name is Dave. He owns Buki's Bookstore, an English bookstore in the Périgord. If you're ever in Périgord, please stop by.
Great
it's a
place.
fabulous place, yes. He's been married to a French person for 10 years. And I remember a few months after we got here, he said to me, the sooner you come to peace with the fact that you're probably going to get one big thing done in France a day, and you're going to stop for lunch, and it's going to be great. But if you can settle into that, you will feel so much more productive and enjoy the days so much more once you just kind of accept that that is how things are going to work here.
Yeah. And in our experience, whether you're coming here for a week or a month or a lifetime, I think the way to get the most out of it, to get the most fulfilling, enriching, and enjoyable experience is you just have to come to an acceptance that things might go a little slower. You might be able to check off fewer boxes each day and each week than you had imagined. And if you can do that, and if you can find that inner peace and just enjoying the moment, even though it's going to take a little longer, you can really experience that French joie de vivre.
Yeah. And I think that's what pulls most of us to this beautiful country to start with.
It is.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more, and we will see you soon. Thanks for watching.
A bientôt.